Morning everyone! It's the morning after group, or the last group should I say, for this week. So I've seen everyone that's attended groups this week, and for those guys you'll know what we spoke about in group this week, which was really getting to the bottom of motivation, because from all the comments and different things on Facebook group, a lot of members are really struggling at the minute. And so I needed to make everyone aware first and foremost that was completely normal for this time of year. We're 6 weeks after the new year, so all that fire and enthusiasm that everyone comes back after Christmas with or joins with in January is beginning to peter out a little bit. But I know a lot of members are feeling very, very frustrated about this and feeling very, very guilty about it. So we spoke in group about how to lift that burden of guilt, because it's completely normal and it's completely understandable. But I also wanted to make this video this morning because I know that having had the Tuesday groups this week, then the Wednesday mornings, I came home and was really, really thinking deep about it and had a bit of a light bulb moment. That I was able to go back in and the half fives and the half sevens yesterday, we spoke a wee bit about it, but I wanted to share it with you all and not leave it another week, because I think it's something that some of you guys will be able to relate to, and I think again it's going to help lift some of that burden of guilt and feelings of frustration about your own weight loss journeys at the moment. So a lot of you have been with me quite a long time. I speak quite openly in my groups about the fact that I'm still very much a Slimming World member. I still attend groups. I've been a Target member. I've left Target. I've gone back to Target again. At the moment, I'm working my way back to Target once more. And I get as frustrated about my own weight loss journey as you guys do as well. And for me, my very, very first time joining Slimming World, I'd never tried to ever do a diet before. I'd never tried to lose weight. And when I joined and when I first was taught how to food optimize, it was just the most amazing thing. For the first time in my life, I could be in control. I threw my heart and soul into it, and every single week except one, when I had to maintain, I think it was 12 or 13 weeks, and I lost 3.5 stone and got to Target like that. And every single week in group, it became a bit of a joke, because I was 3.5 pounds, 3.5 pounds off, 3.5 pounds off, 3.5 pounds off, all the way to Target. I was known as 3.5 pound guy. But my second journey back to Target wasn't quite the same. It almost happened by accident. I didn't really think. I just came into group one day with, I think, 8 pounds off. And didn't really expect to have that much off in a week, but it got me back to Target and back into Target range. And again, it was something that like everyone else, because I'm human, it slipped away from me a wee bit, and it started with going up to maybe half a pound over Target. And before I knew it, then I was up to 1.5 stone over Target. I think half a stone of that was put on over Christmas and New Year as well. So one of my biggest frustrations as a slimmer, even as a consultant still, is thinking, what is so different between me now and me that first time I joined group and was able to just come in week after week and focus solely on food optimizing and just be so focused, because it was such a straight line to Target for me the first time. And I had a bit of a light bulb moment yesterday. So one of the things is, I know that one of my top priorities every single week is to come in with a loss. Of course it is. That's why all of you guys come to group as well. It's losing weight is a priority for you. And it is for me too. But I had a little think then just about my last week, based on the fact that when I came into group today, or this week should I say, I had to maintain. I had been expecting a loss. And I knew that I had been food optimizing through the week. Not 100%, I have to say, but there was a lot going on for me in the last 7 days. So, for whatever reason, the question popped into my head that while losing weight was one of my top priorities, how I lose weight is through food optimizing, and where did that sit on my list of priorities in the last week? So when I actually sat down after the morning groups yesterday while I was having lunch and before I went back to my evening groups, I actually worked it out, and between my partner and vet visits and Valentine's Day and different things, I was able to put at least 8 things ahead of food optimizing. 8 things that, if there was temptation involved or stress involved in those situations, that I would have chosen to, or I would have made the choice not to be on plan in order to get through those situations or those things that were in my schedule. Valentine's Day, things like bringing the cat to the vet and just being short of time. So instead of making something, reaching for something that was in the house and it was handy. And I'm going to be really honest with you, realising that food optimising was 9th on my list of priorities this week. I'm not really surprised that I came in with a maintain. I'm actually quite surprised I even came in with a maintain, because realistically, to lose weight, to come in every week confidently in the power and knowing that you're coming into a weight loss because you've followed the plan 100%, I would think food optimizing needs to be right up there in the top 3 at least, if they're not the top 2 things. And there will be things, absolutely, that get in the way. Things like the kids, things like your partner, things like emergencies that you can't help. But I know that even that first journey when I got to Target, I can remember being at a family funeral one day and ringing my consultant in a panic because there was a buffet and I was starving and I wanted to have something, but I was so focused. Food optimizing was so my top priority that I was not prepared to just go, oh, it doesn't matter. The other 6 days have been great, it doesn't matter. And that's the difference between me now and me back then, and this is where the light bulbs come from. I know that in order to be able to come in and get that focus there, I need to be constantly aware of where food optimizing sits in my list of priorities. And what it has done, and why I'm sharing it with you guys, is it has given me back so much control since I realised this yesterday. Because I know now how my week is looking. And I've woken up this morning literally with food optimizing in my mind, food optimizing, how am I going to do it this week? What am I having? When we talk about members come into group every week and they get into that pattern of feeling like they're saying the same thing every week and not making much progress, and it can become so frustrating. You just feel like you want to lie down and cry because you know how to do it. You just can't seem to get your focus or your priorities right in line with that. So it's not on to be pious with anyone and say this is what you need to do if you want to lose weight with Slimming World. Absolutely not. But I do want to lift that burden of guilt, that burden of confusion off of a lot of our existing members at the minute that feel like they should be losing weight because they know how to do this and they're not losing weight. And so my question to all of you guys is, and please feel free to comment below, is where does food optimizing sit on your list of priorities this week? And where do you want it to be? And where are you prepared to make the changes in order to let it be? Because that's the key to unlocking weight loss and continued weight loss moving forward. And I can't wait to see some of the results next week, because even in group, yous were leaving so fired up, yous were leaving with so many plans to put in place. And I know that with all the help, with all the support, with everything that we were talking about in all the groups this week, that yous are absolutely going to come in and smash it. So good luck this week. I hope you love the new hoodie, by the way. It arrived this morning. Let's give you a little view, if we can. And we've also put the new banner outside the church as well. So I'll see you next week. Good luck, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.